it's your boy Eclipx. You know, I'm here with my brother Mike. And as always, thank you for the love, the support, the likes, the shares, all the feedback y'all been giving us on the first two episodes. Man, we really appreciate it. And we finna get right into it. So where we going with it today, Mike?
Yeah, we're gonna start off. Since the last time we was here, man, Donda came out. Shit dropped last Sunday.
Man.
There's some heat on there. I ain't I ain't gonna say his best project or anything like that, but production on there crazy. The feel I got from it, you gotta blast this shit, man. It was made for the stadiums, touring. Like when I blasted, I still get that feel from when I went to in Chicago, man. That shit, that shit rocking when you on the bigs.
We're done there right here. Let me go to the track list. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I rock with it. I'm gonna be honest, I rock with it. Um, at this point, I think I just came to accept that the big name artists, they just gonna have a lot of tracks. You know, they playing the streaming game. The more tracks you got, the more they gonna stream it. You gotta come to accept that it's gonna be a lot of features nowadays, because how streaming all the DSPs work, you know, you feature artists when you go to that artist page, then it's like it tell you they recent songs, whether it was a single or a feature. So you're gonna have a lot of features on albums nowadays because that's boosting the streaming. So I mean, I rock with it though. Donda Chant Jail, I rock with it. God Breathe, that gave me some Yeezus vibes. Like
Yeah, I
the
definitely feel
production
that.
on that gave me Yeezus vibes. Off the Grid,
Fabio
man,
went crazy.
Fabio went crazy. Like he went crazy. That's I ain't expected. I've been rocking with Fabio. I I probably was on I probably was on him before a lot of people. I remember putting a lot of people on the big drip before it blew up. But I think like it was said last week, Ye do a good job of bringing the best out of people. He makes sure if you on his album, he gonna make you put your best foot forward, and that's what he did with Fabio. Man, that verse was decent. I rock with Cardi. He gave you that vibe that he always give you. Um, Hurricane. This the joint with the Weekend and Lil Baby, I believe. I rocked with that. Jonah probably was my favorite track on the entire album. Just yeah, Jonah, who was that? Vori. He got probably one of my favorite voices in music right now. So Dirk gave you most of the features on here gave you, they got personal, like they gave you some personal stuff, and I rocked with that. Um, okay, that's with Rugen in. I rocked with that. I really rocked with everything. I I think the first track I didn't rock with was Junior. Um, it was just it kind of threw me off within like the flow of the album. But I don't want to go through everything just because it's 27 tracks. But I mean, I rock with everything. J Elect verse was God level. Um, the Locks, I rocked with all three of their verses. It's
Yeah, that's
just
probably my favorite on the whole album.
the
The part two with
yeah, that's
with all of them on it.
to me that's probably gonna go down as one of the best songs in Ye catalog to me. I know it just came out, but they did what they supposed to do, and that's one of my favorite Ye's when he get real personal. They give me those like Roses, Hey Ma, Saint Pablo off The Life of Pablo. It give me those type of vibes, like that personal Ye. Cause we since we gonna touch on Ye and then Drake a little later, it's just when they reach that level of becoming like global superstars, I guess they kind of branch out. I mean, they not living that life no more. They not living a regular person life. So I guess I can't expect them to still give us that heartfelt stuff that make me feel like I relate to them, but at the same time I miss it. So when I hear tracks like that where Ye getting personal and it feel like you still on that level with him where I can still relate to him, I appreciate that. But like
Yeah, it was definitely the storytelling for me, man.
for
You
sure,
got that vivid picture, man. When you listen to it, it it really got into like what he was portraying.
for sure,
Ye broke it down piece by piece. How the little brother died, the mom mourning, then the older brother want to go, find him a gun, go avenge his brother. The sister, she had a baby. She's still struggling. The mom's, got hooked on drugs. It was it was just a storytelling. Everything was cohesive, came together, and then you got JLX went absolutely stupid, bro.
man.
The JLX went nuts on this shit, man. And I know a lot of people, they've been looking for JLX to hit this level.
No, when he going, he a god. He a god MC when he going. So that and I mean the locks is the locks. We just saw what they did against Dipset. Sheik, I rocked with Sheik verse. Jada, Styles, P, both of their verses was absolutely fire. So I can't really complain about that. Um, I wish he would have just put that verse on there. All the repeat tracks, I kind of could have did without, like I said. My only real knock is I feel like he could have just made a real concise, maybe 13, 14, 15 song
Yeah, I see what
album.
he's trying to do. Throw extra streams, different. Everybody feel like they ain't left out. You
For
know,
sure.
but yeah, and then nowadays playlist is that's how that's how streaming work. You gotta you gotta put different songs. Maybe I don't want everybody don't want the baby verse. some people some people did want it. Like this is all streaming era, so throwing something on a playlist, you pick which ones you want. Like I'm not even going. I'm not like when I go into albums nowadays, whether it be Ye, Drake, anybody, Griselda. I'm looking for songs that's personal to me, that I like the most out of all of them, and then I'm gonna take those and I'm gonna throw it in the playlist. I'm gonna throw it in my everyday rotation. Now they gonna get the purchase from me. They gonna get download from me regardless. But the songs that I want to hear continuously, them the ones that's gonna go in my playlist. So I see what they doing.
No, for sure. I understand it. I won't say I rock with it, but I understand. I understand it. Most people nowadays, a lot of people get their music from those Apple curated playlists where they just finding singles. It's kind of
Spotify. That's all they do over there.
Yeah, it's kind of a game of singles. Um, to me, it just take away from the art. Just because we grew up on Ye, and Ye was how West Side Gun is now. That's how Ye was. You just knew you was getting a classic. Like he was going, he wasn't just gonna find the people who the hottest. He was going like, man, Ye used to.
He used to birth people careers, man.
For sure,
You throw somebody
man.
on. You throw somebody like, man. Speaking like we already talked about this before, but Jamie Foxx, throw him on there,
It was the mixture.
and
It wasn't who hot. It was who worked best. Talib, Kweli, Lupe, Jamie Foxx, Twister.
yep,
You never really knew who he was gonna get. He was putting people together who probably didn't even really go together. Cam. It was like everywhere. So I
most
mean,
deaths. Just it was, man, the amount of, and then the old albums, man. They give you skits, bring
exactly.
tied it all together, everything. Like I miss that the most, but I see what game they playing now, and
What I think Ye did though, he made this album for that arena, and listening to it during the live events and stuff, it sounded way better. Some of these tour and arena records, I think when he actually dropped the album, he should have took away some of these songs and just gave us that album. And because I was listening to another podcast and they was kind of touching on that certain songs, they were more so they they was more so instrumentals or just those sounds where in that arena it got you hyped for the next record. Whereas listen to it like in your headphones now, it was just at times it was you ain't
yeah,
really need it.
he gonna skip it because I mean, this ain't throwing your AirPods music. This, hey, you got to be there, feel it.
For sure. But I'm in totality though, I rock with it.
Yeah,
I rock with it.
it's not a bad album at all, man. It's far from his worst projects, and it ain't too high out there on as the best, but
For sure.
it's a solid project
It
all around.
definitely it's a couple on here that some of the best songs he ever had. Um, I mean, while we still on Donda, we figured out today that he had a song with 3 Stacks on there. Man, that didn't make the album. 3 Stacks. If you don't know, it's a song with 3 Stacks. Life of the Party. That's the name of it. Um, where yeah, he had 3 Stacks on there. You know, Drake released his album Friday. He was on one of his OVO radio shows last night. You know, Drake, Ye beefing. So he leaked the Andre 3000 Kanye record because Kanye was dissing him on it. So on this morning it was a whole uproar. Everybody confused, like why Ye ain't put this on here? Cause one, it's Andre 3000. We don't get a lot of Andre 3000, so we always trying to hear Andre 3000. And when you get Andre 3000, since he don't do a lot of stuff, you know he gonna give you. If you know who 3 Stacks is, you know what you gonna get from him. In a verse, 3 Stacks late was, I'm talking God level, like man. So
Yeah,
three
that song
stacks
it got real personal. This was definitely needed on the album. I
for
can say
sure.
that. It and man, I can't tell you that this one song would have changed the whole dynamic or made this project better than what it was. But this song is personal. It's heartfelt. I mean, it's touching bases on the shit he going through, how he been feeling. It even touched, man, about what it's been like 15 years or so since they put him on South Park and made him talk about the fish stick. He had a line in there, still talking about it. So it's like he still linger on that. He still, stuff that bothered him. The Drake beef, he touched on that, and then Andre, just tying it in. They he his mom died in 2013, so he felt like giving the emotion. Uh, it really set the tone for it would have set the tone for this album
This
because
song right
it
on there was
showed the emotion.
beautiful.
He talking to Kanye West's mom, as it was like kind of like a prayer, saying that he lost, without his parents and shit like that. So like, man, it would have added a lot to this album.
And just the shock factor. Cause one, when you listen to the album, he don't have the features listed. He just got the name of the song. So imagine we listen to this album for the first time. You get to that song, you press play, and now you hit 3 stacks going crazy. It's that shock factor. Watching the listening events when you heard Jay Elect, it's like when you heard the locks, we weren't expecting that. So it automatically grabbed your attention. So hearing 3 stacks would have made that night. But I mean, 3 stacks released a statement today basically saying he hate that the song got released in that fashion, one, because he's a fan of both Kanye and Drake. So he just hate that they beefing. Kanye on this album, it wasn't a dirty version. It wasn't no cursing. People who did curse in their verses, they got bleeped out. Andre 3000, he ain't really get explicit. He ain't do a lot of cursing, but he probably used a word or two that was super necessary to paint the picture that he was trying to paint. And I mean, in a statement, Kanye said today it was supposed to be released at, he said 8. We recording right now this Saturday, the 4th. So it should be releasing now or in the next hour. Hopefully by the time we post this, everybody would have been unheard it, but it was just a beautiful record. The DMX sample at the end with him with his daughter was just it was just a beautiful record. I heard it at work and I'm like, it made me want to shed a tear or two, for real. Thinking about my grandma.
Yeah.
That was a record, man. So
yeah. Speaking of Drake, he leaked the record. Go right in Donda. I mean, shit, my bad. Certified Lover Boy. Go right into that.
Man,
And
you know me,
leave it to you, man.
Yeah, Drake, my homie. I'm the Drake fan, so I'm gonna get into it. To be honest, I kind of got the same critiques about this. I feel the same way about this that I felt about Donda. Both of these probably the 2 most hyped albums of the year. So getting it on my expectations, I personally felt like this needed to be Drake's best album ever, just because whether I feel that way or not, most people feel like he done had a couple misses on. Most people, I know the consensus is after If You're Reading This Is Too Late, he kind of fell off. Some people views that's some people love it, some people hate it.
Hit or
But
miss with the crowd.
most people didn't feel too strongly about Scorpion at all. More Life, he labeled that as a playlist, so people kind of iffy about that one. But I just felt like he needed to produce his best album, maybe one of his best that'll fall in like his top three. With this the same, this one 21 tracks, a lot of features. Man,
Start with
the
number
second half of
one.
the album is extremely strong to me. I think once you get to um about in too deep, that's track 9. The album really pick up, and from like then until the outro, the remorse, I think it's a really strong album. Champagne Poetry, Drake always hit it out the park on his intros and outros. Then it's just in the Bible. I know a lot of people been talking about Dirk verse because he shouted out India and her businesses. Um, and that's heartfelt. Like I felt it. It's just that song. It was just while I rock with Dirk verse and what he did in the confines of the song. It was just and Lil Baby, he kind of getting a little repetitive to me. So that's that. He do what he do. It's not saying that his verse was bad because I don't think it was bad. I just feel like, I mean, I heard it once. I probably heard it 1,000 times. He come out, he come. Um, I mean, Hove, the verse Hove gave Drake for this was better than the verse he gave Kanye for Donda to me. He got personal. Jay was talking to somebody. I mean, we don't know who he was talking to, but he definitely sent some shots at somebody. Um, Man, I don't want to get into that because whoever for Hove to be beef with somebody to feel like he got to address somebody that's way above my pay grade. So I don't even want to get into that. Um,
I
then I
feel like
mean,
he had more freedom though in this one.
for sure,
With this like I always say, man, what they did what they could for Don. Yeah,
for
he
sure.
gave them a specific, guideline with what they can and can't do, and they all, even though they had that guideline in place, they all came with a solid outing. Now, all the features, even some of the repetitive features from Donda to this, they got more freedom. They
Because they
could say whatever
definitely
they want.
they
They
used a
got a
lot of the
topic
same.
and they
Yeah,
could just go at it.
for sure. And I mean, we know with whole verse on Donda, when he had that first listen event, the expectation was he was dropping an album that night. And they said that whole, he did that day and turned it in to, I guess, to meet that deadline. He didn't know that Donda wasn't gonna drop that night.
Right.
And then it wasn't gonna drop to like a month later. So I think if Hove knew it's not dropping tonight, he probably would have, like, I'm gonna get this verse to you whenever it's gonna drop then, instead of rushing to try to get it to you. I mean, Hove can rush and give you something that's of quality, but you feel me? If he would have had more time, I definitely think he would have got way more personal. One, because him and Kanye go back. He knew Kanye mom. So he would have put a lot more effort into to that jail verse. Um, yeah, I mean, like I was saying, they got a lot of overlapping features. Dirk was featured on both albums, Baby, Jay, Travis Scott, Thug. Um, I believe Ty was on one of Kanye records too. Ty Dolla Sign, Cuddy as well. So they got a lot of the same features. It's like Drake, it's some cringe worthy stuff too. You know,
The the album cover, bro.
the cover. A lot of people weren't
Well,
feeling.
scroll up to the cover and just look, man, on Apple Music. You see this, man, they blinking, rubbing the stomachs, swaying back and forth. I'm like, man, what is he doing?
But you know, it's marketing though. You see everybody, every
Everybody
company
using it now. Everybody throwing it up everywhere.
replacing it
So
with cars.
it's marketing genius, but you know,
It's just
shit,
it's just one of those things I've come like Drake gonna do something corny. He gonna do something that we probably gonna say corny, but everybody gonna the
everybody gonna
views,
run to it.
yeah, the
They gonna
views
use
cover.
it.
They would send everybody up there, Bernie Sanders and everything on the views cover, just stuff like that. He know it's gonna become trendy. Um, man, I mean, like I said, I like the album. It's decent. It's not my favorite Drake album. Again, with most albums
Definitely
nowadays,
with all that was going on, the beefing,
for sure.
Kendrick on the way, all that. I just feel like, man, he had to come a little bit harder than this. Even though
Sure.
I already knew Kendrick popped up last minute. That Kendrick popping up when he did, even if he's throwing shots at Drake, even if he wasn't, Drake, it was too late. Drake can't alter this in no way, shape, or form. They run a tight ship over there. It was already in place. So I mean,
Sure.
he couldn't really do much, but this wasn't enough in my opinion. This wasn't enough to, and I don't even care about sales or what first week projections or any of that. I'm talking about music to stand the test of time, man. Like ain't none like you gonna hear way too sexy in the club. You gonna hear a couple other ones. You probably hear champagne poetry going off. 78 on Bridal Path, The
Yeah,
Remorse.
that's
You gonna hear these songs. You gonna hear the Lil Wayne, Ross, You Only Live Twice. You gonna hear these songs, but these songs, like, man, when it comes to music that age well, man, like, I know it ain't the same, but like Prince, When Doves Cry, Purple Rain, Kiss, these songs, I wasn't even alive when he made these songs, you know. And he bringing them back, like it's still going. My mom played it, you know. My dad played it. My grandma played it, and then you know I brought the vinyl for Purple Rain. I play it, and hopefully when I have grandkids or something, I'm gonna still be playing songs like that. None of these ain't gonna make the cut.
for
So
sure. No, I
like
feel you.
make some you gotta make at this point, make music that's gonna last. And for I know for a fact, whatever Kendrick got coming, it's gotta last over time because this is his last CD out.
No, man, my
He ain't gonna come with no throwaways, no filler. He gonna make it concise. He gonna make it highest quality he can, and it's gonna do what it needs to do, especially for it being his last CD out. He going out with a bang, whatever he do. And as much as people might say this is in the forerunning for album of the year, I
See,
don't believe it.
that's because it's just they different with Drake. With a lot of music nowadays, I come to accept. I realize that we got hype beasts and we got stands and a lot of people who not necessarily fans of music. They probably fans of the celebrity of a person. They fans of they fans of whatever's hot right now. They fans of whatever the hot caption is. So that's part of that is caring about that is what's plaguing to me artists like Drake and Kanye because they thinking too much about pleasing all these different groups of people. And at the end of the day, bro, you Drake and you Kanye. Whatever you give the world, they gonna listen to it. Y'all, if you want to put Kendrick in there, Drake is the biggest artist in the world. Kanye is still one of the biggest artists in the world, but he done became a billionaire mogul with the most popular shoe. Everywhere you go, you see somebody wearing some Yeezys.
Good.
So at the end of the day, you thinking too much about please never make your album. If it's leaning more towards rapping, then it's leaning more towards rapping. If it's leaning more towards singing, then it's leaning more towards singing. But going into an album thinking I gotta make this many party albums, I gotta make this many rap songs, I gotta make songs for the women, I gotta make some stuff that you're gonna play in your car. You feel me? I gotta make that club single. You just trying too hard. Just go in the booth, make your album. People gonna rock with it because it's a Drake or it's a Kanye album with Kendrick. He even when Kendrick make music still in the vein of the people he grew up on, Pac and Outkast and artists like that, where even when he make his club records, swimming pools, what was the on To Pimp a Butterfly, All Right was the big record on there. It don't feel like he trying to do that. He giving you him. He giving you him. And that's the difference to me. I don't think he's sitting in a room thinking to himself, this gotta be that record. This gotta be, I'm sure maybe Top Them probably because those are the people who probably more so care about the sales, but that's just the not. I just I miss the days where they weren't thinking about I gotta figure out how to make this album like I trend on Twitter. I gotta think about you see it with everybody. It's all Lil Nas X perfected the method of going viral. He gonna say something because he know a nigga like Boosie gonna react to it. And it's man, you look at him and whether I like his music or not, he know how to make his stuff go number one. He know exactly what to do to make because man, whether you like it or you hate it, he know how to make people talk about it. And at the end of the day, when you focus on sales, that's all that matters. But when I'm looking at Drake and Ye, y'all done made some great stuff. So when y'all, I hate to see them abandoning, focusing on just the crafts for all the other stuff surrounding this. I just want great music from them. And I listening to both of their albums. It's moments 7 a.m. on Bertle Path. No Friends in the Industry. Yeah, but it's heartbreak. It's moments where you can still hear when they lock in, they still great at what they do. But then for every three of those, you got that one record where it's like, I know what he was trying to do. I know he made this to become a meme. I know he made this to, and it's both of them too great to be doing that. And seeing them beefing right now is because of that. Y'all beefing over what? Because both of y'all want to be the biggest artists. What man? Kendrick at home somewhere just watching this. Like I'm
Yeah,
probably finna come in and swoop, like pull the rug from under both of y'all. So man, it's
Kendrick, and then just the same. That's the same praise I give to J. Cole, man. None of that shit matter, bro. He gonna make some good music, put it out, and then go back and hide it, man. Cause this what he do. That's what he do. He come in, he gonna give something that's true to him,
for sure.
and he ain't looking for no radio singles. He ain't looking for none of that, man. He's just gonna he ain't trying to pop off in the club. He gonna give you he's gonna give you music that you gonna love regardless.
For sure.
Something true to him, and then he gone. Ghost.
No, for sure. Man, yes.
Yeah, it's like yeah, he has so many ventures that none of this is needed. None of the back and forth with Drake. Man, like I said before, I know artists have egos.
For sure.
Artists have artists have feelings. You know, whatever they went through it. But you making billions, bro. This
That's
man, like Drake could get there one day where he at and stuff like that. He ain't, he on the right path. He ain't too far off. But between the age gap and you got so many kids, you got all this shit going on with your marriage, you got Gap, you got Adidas. Fuck that shit.
I don't
None of that shit.
understand it.
None of that shit matter at all. And ain't no point of going back and forth with another dude about nothing.
Man.
That's that leads me into exactly what we was just talking about. Gonna give you music that they want to make. They craft. We always talk about Griselda and Benny and 38 Special. They album. And when I listened to that, it wasn't even you listen to Donda, you listen to Certified Love Boy, and then you listen to Trust the Sopranos. It's totally different vibe. This whole I'm listening to this and I felt like I was watching a movie and this was the soundtrack for a movie.
Oh, for sure.
This ain't no radio hits. This ain't no I need to touch this artist and I need to get with this artist and make this. This is his group of people putting out a body of work, and it literally feel like if you listen to this, you'll be like, damn, this sounds like something that could be in a movie, bro. Like some deep happened, and then this song come on, the samples in it, the instrumentation, it sounds just like
bro. This was hard because I mean they dropped the first version of Trust the Sopranos earlier this year, and then it's the kind of like a remix version of Miami Edition, bro. And they let they people eat.
Yeah,
on this one.
It wasn't Benny he on there, but he wasn't all over it. Man,
bro.
you know, are going crazy. Ransom going crazy. El Camino went crazy. Rick Hyde, he letting them eat.
Bro, Ransom is my MVP of the year right now. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He everywhere you look.
Which track is it? It might be Spineless. He had some line. I rocked it so hard. I forgot. I tweeted it today and he liked it. He said something you can't be a menace in these streets if you owe, dog. And I'm like, that's a hard line. That's a hard line. I ain't even gonna break it down because if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't, man. But
right,
you can't be a menace in these streets if you owe, dog. That's Ransom. He been going really. He been my MVP since this new decade started. Since the beginning of 2020, he been eating. He got 3 or 4 projects with the producer Wes Craven on the playoff Nightmare on Elm Street. All those hard. The features he been on, the joint with Seven earlier this year with the playoff, the 7 Deadly Sins.
yeah,
Heavy as the Head a couple months ago. He finna drop an album in October with I think Rome Streets. I know that's finna be hard. That Price of Fame, the remix for that joint, he came through, slaughtered it. Then Shay Noah came through, slaughtered it. And Shay Noah, she the hardest woman rapper out right now. But I even just gonna put her in that box. She one of the hardest spitters, period, right now. Cause I mean, she done got in the ring with Ransom. She done got in the ring with 38 Special. She done got in the ring with Benny, Griselda. She got one of her albums last year. I believe she had Black Thought on one of them joints. And she dropped 3 projects last year. So she been eating, she's spitting. No matter who you put in a booth with her, she's spitting. And she holding her own. To come after Ransom on the track and you got to close it out, that's pressure. And she came through heavy.
she ain't letting up. None of man. That's the biggest thing. I know as they get bigger, it'll slow down. But right now, they got something to prove. Shay Noir, she ain't letting up the gas, man.
I don't even know if they gonna. I don't even think it's gonna slow because how they moving. Because I mean, Benny and Griselda, but it's how to explain it. Griselda is
they setting up sub
yeah. Griselda is West Side Gun, Conway, and Benny. But Benny and Conway started their own. Conway started Drumworks with Love Is Genius and a couple of his artists. Benny started Black Soprano Family with Rick Hyde
and then West Side Gun got hit. You know, he all in at the Griselda, but he got his little group too, man.
He's been like, talking about
Armani C's up next. Fucking
Bodie.
Who else up next?
Bodie Streets, Stove God. He been talking about it since Benny and Conway got their stuff. He like, we family forever.
Yeah,
it's just meanwhile they focus.
They putting niggas on the map, man. That's what I'm saying. The big artists right now, they not even Drake, Kanye level, but they letting their people, putting them in position to eat, bro. Kanye should be doing that. Drake should be doing that. Drake got a whole OVO. You should hear more of OVO than anybody on the album. You shouldn't have. You're supposed to be this mobile. You got OVO started up. You got all these people under you that's just ready. That's ready to blow. Like you talk about it, we talk about it all the time in hip hop right now. For the last like 5 years, if Drake, he what he like to do, he like to find a no name artist or upcoming artist. He'll jump on a track with them, and that'll spin their whole career in a 180. They going nothing but up, no matter what he jump on. And then you got all these other people in OVO sitting there waiting, bro. It ain't no way you shouldn't be letting them eat because Benny, they got they laying down the groundwork, and then it was like, all right, you gonna eat, you gonna eat, you gonna eat, and don't even talk about me right now, bro. Like Westside Gunn was saying, Rome Street got his album done. We already announced it. Armani C's Liz 2 on the way. And they gonna keep putting out music, and they gonna keep putting their own people on,
Bro,
man.
Whatever they doing in upstate New York right now, man, they coming in deep. 38 Special. I think he from out of Rochester, I think though. But then
It's something
Benny,
special right now, man.
Conway, all them, Armani Caesar.
They got some. They came through like they got
Shay
something to
North.
prove, man.
She from Buffalo too. She signed in 38 Special, but she from Buffalo too. It's just that's family though. So
yeah,
it's Rick Hyde and Heem. They both, man. They really Griselda kicked down the door, and now everybody from upstate New York just flooding in the game right now. And it's scary, man. I can't.
That's how you do it, man. That's how you they showing you a class act on how you come in the game.
Nah, for sure.
They made hella noise, dropped hella albums, got signed to Shady, signed to Rock, and then they just opened the door. That's everybody
Sure.
come eat.
Nah, this it's crazy, man.
If y'all ain't heard Trust the Sopranos,
You gotta check it
go
out.
listen to it. Go check it out.
The first one and this one.
Yeah, both of them.
They both. Then El Camino, his melodies on the corner was hard. That joint was. I thought it was West at first, cause they sound so similar. I'm thinking it's West. Like I done heard West hit a melody before, but this joint sound crispy. I had to look up the lyrics. Man, I know this ain't West. Then this El Camino. That joint hard. He been rocking with Benny though for a while though.
Yeah.
I think he was on a friend of mine. That's Benny. I think a friend of mine came out before Tainted Talk 3. So he been rocking with Benny though. It's just nice. They keep everybody in the fold though. If you rock with Griselda, you always got a seat at the table. You always gonna be able to eat. The door always open. And you gotta commend that because we was talking about Chicago a couple weeks ago. That unity coming out of the city, they so unified coming out of upstate New York right now. They make sure everybody in. Ransom, he from Jersey, but once you rock with them, you locked in and man, this you gotta commend that, man. You got to, man.
The thing I love the most, they get in the booth, they get in the studio, and they just make music, man. They not with the gimmicks, they not with none of the crazy ass rollouts and shit like that. They come to make music, man.
They just trying to rap, man.
And that's one of the things, like, I definitely came in here to talk about the crazy ass rollouts, bro. Like, It's just some of this shit is just it's getting out of hand, bro. Like
Man.
I understand the game how the game works. You gotta do something to get your name being talked about. You gotta do something to be heard. But some of these rollouts getting real nasty, like Soldier Boy, for example. He dropped the album. He dropped the album Friday.
Bro, I didn't listen to it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And I'm not going to go listen to it, man. Like Soldier Boy had his time, and Soldier Boy is everywhere right now. I'm the first rapper to do this. I'm the first. Man, ain't nobody trying to hear that, man.
Man, he was mad about getting left off Donda. When
Yeah,
I say I heard that verse,
bruh, I ain't heard the verse. I don't want to hear it. What he was supposed to be on remote control.
I heard a snippet. So he posted a snippet, and everybody like, bro, Kanye did us a favor not putting you on that.
Bruh, he was supposed to be on remote. That don't even sound like something he should be on.
But that's they know, artists know that's the process, man. You know,
everybody know that. You know how many other people? You know how many other people? That's the same with Chris Brown. Like I get it. I get it, man. You came out there. You flew out to Wyoming. You did this. You did that. Like my God, bro. Like if you don't make the cut, you don't make the cut, bro. It's always a next time. It's always try again, bro. I feel like Soulja Boy was looking for his name to be there. So when he dropped his album, he on one of the biggest albums of the year. He already on Donda. He dropped a verse on them. He's steady bringing up Make It Clap, Rick and Morty. Them shits is ass, bro.
No, but you know that's Soulja Boy, man. He always gonna find a way to generate.
And then some buzz around his name. I'm gonna throw a diss track on him for Kanye. I was the first rapper with Kim Kardashian. All this shit, man. That shit. When you start bringing up people's wives and all that crazy shit, man, like.
I feel you.
You gonna end up in some stupid shit that you ain't want to be in. All you wanted people to do is go listen to your album, but you starting unnecessary shit for a rollout just so you can get your album out, so people go stream your album, bro.
Hey man,
it's nasty out there, man.
It's part of the game.
They're nasty, bro.
People got to do what they do to eat, man. They trying to eat.
It's nasty, bro.
But I mean, I get it, man. I think some people, maybe Soulja, I think he just got a hard time letting go, man. After a while, you realize, and it's okay, it happened to everybody. You're not gonna be that hot thing forever, bro. Everybody, it happened to everybody. Blue Pay was just talking about it today because somebody was bringing up the fact that, hey, bro, you ain't even sell like 10,000 when you drop Droga's Wave, and he was like, bro, I did. I had my time, bro. Yeah. I sold hundreds of thousands of records. I went platinum. I went double platinum. I had my time. I'm doing it. If I'm doing it now, like numbers don't matter to me. I'm doing it because I love the art. I'm doing it to push myself. I'm doing it because I want to be the greatest lyricist of all time. So but when you take somebody like Soulja Boy, I don't think he's still making the club records. He's still making the party records. So when he making those and they just not hitting no more. You ain't doing big numbers no more. Your song's not ringing off no more. You gotta understand, bro. In that space, imagine 5 years ago, every 2 years, it's somebody else who they say the next up. They said Kodak was the next up. Uzi was the next up. Last year, it was, Megan the Baby. They the new Drake and Nicki. Then Lil Baby coming. Now Lil Baby, he the next up. He gonna be the next big thing. He the next Wayne. And
it's always gonna be another person.
Man, you just gotta play your cards, bro. It's y'all, they make music that It's not. It's
That's
it's
the
that
that's the
microwavable
reason.
music, bro.
Yeah, that's
It's
why.
come and
That's the
go.
reason why I credit Griselda the way I do, man. Just go make your craft, bro. Go make your music, and if it hit, it hit. If it don't, I got another one for you.
But
I
that
got
goes
another one
back
for
to my point. Well, it's not all about the music no more. Most people who get into this rap game now, like I was saying about the fans, they don't. A lot of fans nowadays, they not even fans of music. They fans of the celebrity. They fans of, oh, this person look cute. Then a lot of the artists, not they didn't grow up into music. They saw it as this a way to get some easy money. They start making music. So when you talk about Lupe, this is his people like that. This is his life. You see the sales, the big money for music went away, and they still doing this because this is what I love to do. That's why you see artists like Soldier Boy when they not selling big, or when an artist tell them no, that shit hurt because it's like
you. Yeah,
that mean the money not coming in how it used to. And if the money ain't coming in how it used to, and that's all you was ever in a game for, it's like that shit gonna eat you up, and you gonna react how Soldier Boy react. Like, who is you to take me out? You asking a billionaire, who is he to take you off this album? He's a billionaire who can. If he told Three Stacks, you cursed in your verse, I'm not gonna put you on this record, and he not gonna have no problem telling Soldier Boy,
right.
yeah,
Definitely ain't
not
got
gonna
no.
be on here.
He definitely ain't gonna bleed twice on passing up on
He
Soldier
told Three
Boy.
Stacks no because he cursed. So is no matter how Soldier feel about you, not Three Stacks.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, that's hey man, it's the game crazy right now, man. I'm still getting adjusted to it, but I mean, hey, man, we getting to my favorite album that dropped this weekend though. My favorite album,
Go ahead, talk about Little Simz.
Little Simz, boy. That I ain't gonna lie to you. This in the running for my album of the year already. This is a classic. This joint a classic, man. This joint is a classic. Little Simz. Let me bring it
Sometimes
up.
I might be, sometimes I might be introvert.
Sometimes I might be an introvert. I think, man, I kind of got on late to Little Simz. I ain't even gonna lie to the people. She done made 4 albums now. I got into her in 2019. Areas of Gray was the project I got into on. If you watch Top Boy, that's a UK TV show. I think Drake, the executive producer on it. She played in that show. She been on tour with Lauren Hill, took on tour in I believe like 2015. Kendrick Big to up a while back. Like she the hottest person right now. Um Man, if you heard Gray Area, man, that's like a real coming of age story. Just adjusting to fame, growing up, dealing with kind of like teenage emotions, you know, lust, love, depression, adolescence, all that. So, and that album was great to me. This album, I was hyped. Mike know I was hyped. I would tell him all night, yeah, I'm finna tune in to this Little Sims. This joint hard. So, man, off the bat, when you start this album, Introvert, this shit start cinematic. The drums heavy, the orchestra, the build up. She just snapping on some braggadocious. I'm letting you know what it is type stuff. But what I love about her, and she did it real well throughout this album. She she know how I was talking about earlier, how when artists get so big, Drake, Kanye, you start to feel less connected to them because they reach a level I can't really relate to a billion now. I'm still living a moderately regular life. So when they talk about certain stuff and other than the times where they get real introspective, like we was talking about Kanye record with the Locks and Jay Elect or
Yeah.
Drake 7 a.m. Birdo Drive when unless it's those records where they get introspective, most of the time it's hard to connect to them. But with her, she know how to. She real good at. She get back braggadocious, pop her shit, but then she get real introspective, just talking about, man, it's a cliche, but yo, I'm successful. I'm the most successful I've ever been. I'm getting money, but shit, this the loneliest I've ever been at the same time. And that's something anybody, whether no matter what you do, you felt that even if you're not there at that point right now, you felt that like it's people say all the time, it's lonely at the top. It seemed, man, when you struggling, it seemed like everybody there for you, everybody supports you. You start making money and you
You
away,
try to
you
do.
working.
You should try to better yourself, man. It
Yeah,
don't
it
even.
seemed,
You ain't even got to make no lot of money. You go. You move out the. You move out your old hood.
yeah,
You settle down. Have a little family. No matter what, you get a new job. You try to do stuff the right way, man. Niggas gonna start looking at you
for
different.
sure, hating you. And it's, man, that's how that's really how what she get into on this album. Gray Area was kind of her finding herself. This album is kind of just reflecting, like, I'm here. I know what my passion in life is. This music, this is what I do. This is my love. And I know, like, I'm damn good at it. But it's me the it's me the it's that person, then it's me. Yo, when Wayne was talking about this in the interview, now it's good until, man, when you're on the stage and everything, it's up. But when you get off that stage and you go back to that trailer and you by yourself and you just with your thoughts, it's like, man, it's hard to be that. And 2 words apart, she talking about it. Woman with Cleo Soul, she talking about it. It's hard. I'm trying to be me. But I'm looking around and I'm not even, she say, I think an introvert. I'm not even a political person. I'm not into all that, but I can't help but look around and see everything that's going around in the world. And it's hurting me. I'm seeing my people struggling. I'm seeing people in pain. I'm seeing people dying, and it's killing me. I Love You, I Hate You. That joint, track 4, is probably one of the best songs on the album. She get into like her relationship with her father. She go through it in stages from her adolescence until now, growing up. You loving your parents. You don't really look at it. Her father went in her life, but you don't look at it like that. When you growing up and you going through something like that, you think it. I mean, that's your hero regardless. You don't really understand. Oh, he not here. When you see him, it's love and you happy. Then growing up, you start realizing stuff like, man, why pops ain't around? Why he, dude, am I not loved or something? Am I the problem? And then I I went I ain't gonna lie, I kind of went through stuff like that, just not understanding. Me and my pops weren't always the closest. And as you get older though, and she talk about in the song, you start understanding stuff a little differently. Which is how she kind of got the album. Like, it's going through that process of, I love you, but I hate you. And that hate, the hate kind of subdue once you get old and you start just understanding life in general. She touched on that in Look Cute Part 2, which about her cousin who got stabbed in the chest. She from the UK. Cousin got stabbed in the chest, was in a coma for like 2 weeks, and going through some traumatic like that, but understanding I'm the victim here, but the person who stabbed me also the victim. That person going through something that caused them to do this. I probably could have looked at my face and I triggered them. And we go through life. Anybody who done felt pain, when you going through extreme pain, sometimes you just want to put that off on somebody else. And Man, I think why I'm so attached, why I'm so attached to her, and why I really appreciate it. She remind me so much of Saba. They both do an amazing job of storytelling. That story remind me so much on Prom King off Care for Me by Saba. Just their ability to paint a
It's the
picture.
personalness, man.
Yeah,
They get real personal. That's what you want to. You can have the celebrities that you like and all that. You can watch their Instagram, watch them, do what they do on an everyday basis. It's that personalness, man. Like you feel more connected to them when they really come in here and get in their bag, man.
for sure.
They come in here and they tell you a story, they lay it out detail for detail. Man, Saba and that out, man, he laying out the whole details of how when he was younger, he was, trying to be just like him, following his footsteps, you know. Then once tragedy hit, man, you start feeling it, man. This the music that I like the most because it's like, all right, man, I can pinpoint a time in my life where I felt exactly like this or something like this happened, and it's being expressed. And they might even touch on in the song how they dealt with it. And if you ain't dealt with it, or even if you did dealt with it, you like, oh man, like I could have went through, I could have, you know, done this like just like them. I could have. This is a good outlook to look by. This is a different introspective way of looking at it. Or
Man,
something, anything. It's like therapy, man. When they get personal, when they get in depth, when they put their heart on their sleeve, they put their heart in their music. It's like therapy. Good music like this is if I'm driving by myself, man, I ain't putting on the biggest artist. I'm putting on somebody like Little Simz. I'm putting on somebody like Sir. I'm putting somebody on, you know, I just need to hear something that I feel connected to, man.
what I love about this album at the same time, you see, you could say it's a longer album, 19 tracks. 4 of them is interludes, so that bring it to about 15. But she only got what 2 features on here, both of them UK artists. So again, what when you what having a lot of features does sometimes is it take away from your story. Little Simz on here, she's telling her story, and in this time to carry 19, 15 tracks, 4 interludes, telling your story with only 2 features, she doing all the heavy lifting. All the heavy lifting, and features to me should be once you got your vision, once you make your album, and then you might look around and think, maybe, maybe this track missing a little something. Maybe I just need somebody to add a little something to take this track over the top. Or you look at your album and you missing a thing or two, and you bring somebody in to add that. But when you got a feature on almost every track, you can't really get at people your complete thought, because when they come into your album to get a piece of you, and it's hard to do that with all these features. So for her to only have 2 of these features, one on track 2, and then you don't get another feature till track 15. She giving you all this herself, and the production from this album from start to finish, just amazing. I think it's produced by one of her childhood friends. I forgot the name. Inflow produced the entire album. Amazing production. One of the tracks I rocked with Heavy Speed. It's a flip of it's a flip of a Dipset song. Joel Santana from his second album. What's that joint called? This Is Me. It's the same. It's the same sample. What's bro? Mickey Fax used in his Royce diss track Wraith. That began in this I think it's a trumpet that they both sample. Man, just seeing that, like, she a fan of hip hop. She a UK artist, and to know she rock with that sample, get a Joel sample on. You can hear the story, like I said, the storytelling, the storytelling. I know she a big fan of Kendrick. And you can hear that in the story she tells. Saba, another fan of Kendrick. You can hear that. You can hear that reflected in the stories he tell. So man, it's actually that was the samples on Standing Ovation, not Speed, Standing Ovation. But man, this is it's a beautiful album, man. This album I was looking forward to. This album I had pre-saved since she announced it earlier this year. And man, it's also, bro, seeing artists grow. Saying earlier about artists like Lil Baby, well, artists, even Drake, sometimes when you get good, you get complacent. You don't challenge yourself. That's might be what I feel like Drake missing, challenging himself, doing something outside the box, just trying to be innovative. We were talking about Three Stacks earlier. The reason I love Three Stacks, why I hold him in such high regards, why I think he the greatest, because he found the way to, I'm gonna give you like top tier lyrical ability. He arguably got about 5 classics. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give you, I'm not gonna sacrifice my art. I'm never gonna compromise myself. I'm never gonna dumb it down for the people. But he also, him and Big Boy and Outkast, they found a way to keep their integrity, but also make commercially successful music, make critically acclaimed music, win Grammys and stuff, but still give you the real them. And they did it. Every album was different, whether it was ATLians, Aquemini, Stankovia, The Love Below, Speaker Box. They was always different albums. They was pushing the genre forward. The production was different, like on how Ye used to be. With his production, whether maybe the lyrics ain't always what you're looking for, but the production always, again, Ye tell you he credit 808s partly to Andre 3000, Love Below. They always push the genre forward. So Little Simz, she remind me of that. This production, when you hear UK artists, most people think of the UK grime, similar to which New York drill based off of. And when you listen to that, it could get repetitive. Hearing those same beats, it ain't too many sounds you could do with the grime drill stuff. Most of the time it's that same pattern. But with her, I think she had maybe one like UK grime beat. Every song on this album, the beat, the production was, and you could credit that to Inflow, but I think Lil Simz probably also had to say so in where she wanted the direction of the beats to go. I never felt like I heard the same song twice. I didn't get to track 15 or 16 and think, it sound like that song from track 3 or whatever. It kept, and that when you do
that's
that,
that's a big thing. What you were saying with the features,
for sure.
because when you already got features in mind, and you want to work with this person, you start thinking, oh, let me find the middle ground. Let me find a beat that I know they can ride, they're gonna be comfortable with. That way they ain't gotta, they don't gotta try too hard. They don't gotta feel like, oh, I don't really feel like doing this. You're gonna find something comfortable for the person that's coming to do you a solid. Get on your track.
And that's where people
When
go
you by
wrong.
yourself, you in the studio, you and your engineer, whoever it is, man, whoever produce your album, y'all working together, hand in hand, trying something new. Oh, let me hear this. You gonna get more innovative.
For sure.
Which you not looking to find something that's comfortable for somebody else. You challenging yourself. Oh, this is different from what I used to do. Let me try to write something to this.
And that's exactly what she did, which what I said when it come to out, you got to create your world. And once you establish your world, then that's when you think about bringing people into your world though, but it got to be your world. They got to know you don't make a song specifically. I think I want Future on this. Let me go get it. I don't do trap music, but let me go get a dark trap beat and force it in here because I want him. Nah, if you find an artist you feel like compliment the world that you always created, and sometimes you might get an album where you don't have any features. On her album, she got 2 features. I'm not saying it got to be minimal features. Maybe sometimes you're gonna have a lot of features, but it has to work for the world that you always created. It can't be forced.
It's gotta be you first and foremost. It can't be everybody else with a sprinkle.
For sure.
You gotta bring them into your world and let them play by your rules, man.
For sure.
Don't try to conform yourself to what they do, what they got going on.
For
But
sure, man.
that's one big reason why I rock with this album.
Nah, man, it's definitely in my
Just a little taste of her and what she brings to the table.
it's man, a classic definitely to me. It's definitely one of my favorite albums of the year. Definitely, I think one of the best albums of the year. Another amazing MC who happens to be a woman, not just a woman MC, but a MC who's damn good, but she just happens to be a woman. She, man, this I definitely again Drake, Kanye, even Benny, one of my favorite artists of all time. All of them dropped. This is what I think the best album that dropped this weekend
This one
was
stood out.
for sure. She definitely established herself. A lot of amazing artists came from overseas. UK Dave. She's at the top of the list of overseas artists that I ever came across, man. And she young. I think she only 22, 23, probably younger than me. So it's it's definitely a recommended listen, man. That you just gotta take the time out, listen, man. It's something everybody can relate to. Everybody. Everybody.
Unless somebody really pop up, these next 2 weeks, these next couple weeks gonna be a little slow on music. So unless somebody just throw their hand out there, got something
Um
coming. But like if y'all need something to listen to in the meantime, y'all getting tired of listening to Donda, tired of listening to Certified Lover Boy. That's an album to go to.
for sure. Man,
Then you got
it's definitely it's definitely gonna slow down in the coming weeks. I know part B Hillaware's Hermes 8. That's coming this week. I said
Part
earlier,
Two, yeah.
yeah, Ransom and Rome, they coming in October. I mean,
Big Boy, if you listen to a single, I don't know if it's gonna be the single on the album, but he got a single. The guy he working with is it's not Big Boy, usual sound and
hmm,
like that. Forgot the forgot his name. I want to say Splash. If I'm wrong, let me check.
My homie dropping the album, Blue. I don't know when it's coming, but it's. I remember reading he dropping the album. This I don't wanna give you the wrong information. He dropped a single this week though.
yeah, his name Sleep Sleepy Brown. That's his name, Sleepy Brown. And they dropping a whole album together September 17th. So that's on the lookout. And everybody raving about Andre 3000 right now. That is a damn good verse.
For sure.
I hope we end up getting it. But Big Boy is in that same plateau as Andre 3000.
Sure, man. I tell people all the time, Big Boy was underrated, man.
Yeah, you can't talk about Andre 3000 without talking about Big Boy. And Big Boy is a god level MC just like Andre 3000.
Andre, he was just Andre one of a kind, but that don't take nothing away from Big Boy. I tell people all the time, Andre was able to do what he was able to do because of Big Boy. Andre was able to experiment. It's what I'm trying to think of a comparison, but it's man. I don't know. I don't really know how to compare it, man.
Ain't no comparing it.
It's just hard.
He got to get weird. He got to get let his hair down.
Big Boy was gonna be consistent.
Big Boy was gonna give you exactly what you're looking for, and then he got to be himself. First and foremost, and they ain't even being weird, and ain't being trying something different. It's just him being himself. Because him back in the day, him by himself would probably been like, all right, this ain't what we used to. This is something weird. But he got to be himself because Big Boy was coming and give you that consistency no matter what.
For sure.
And I'm looking forward to just hearing because the single that they did put out, it came out August 20th, I believe, and it's called Big Sleep Is Over. He talking that talk, he even touching base on things that's going on in the world right now. He give you what you're looking for in, activist rap, just bars, lyricists, whatever it may be, and it's a different sound. It's a totally different sound. It reminds me of that Outkast because this ain't his sound. This ain't what you would think Big Boy would be on. But him being a part of Outkast, this is right up his alley.
Blue album come out the day after our birthday.
Yeah.
I just checked.
You said which one? Diddy?
Oh no, Blue, the color blue.
Blue. Oh yeah.
Dropping
Blue.
September 24th.
Diddy's supposed to be dropping September 24th too.
Man, Diddy. I don't even know what Diddy music gonna sound like nowadays, man.
And he trying to. I don't know what he gonna do per se because I know he's starting the R&B label. So maybe he'll lean more into that bag with this album.
He got to throw the locks of hoop. He got to throw the locks of hoop.
Even if he go strictly rap, hip hop, shit, I'm looking forward to just.
No, for sure.
The ear that Diddy has for music is crazy. So whatever he got coming, I know they coming with it. Just like we talked about with Kanye. He brings the best out of people.
Oh, for sure, man.
If they get in front of Diddy, you can't drop the ball. So it ain't gonna make the cut. Diddy gonna push you. Diddy ain't trying to hear no subpar nothing. Whether it's R&B or hip hop. So whatever he coming with,
I'm a listen. I'm a definitely.
Hey, Ghostwriters or not, man, Diddy definitely got one of those classic albums, man. No Way Out, Victory, man, all about the Benjamins.
Yeah.
Missing You, man. That's No Way Out, definitely a classic, man. I can't take that away from him. Man, new music. That's all the new music that we got so far. Lil Nas X dropping next week, maybe. I think Lil Nas X dropping next week.
Sometime, and I think maybe the 17th, maybe I believe.
Playboy Cardi is supposed to drop maybe. The 13th is Friday. If the 13th Friday, I believe he's dropping a project, but again, Cardi be on the same time as Jay do. He give you a deadline, he might not make it. He might push it back. So hey, I'm telling you what he announced. That don't mean it's gonna drop. So if he don't drop, it ain't
It'll
my
be the
fault.
10th. The next week should be the 10th. So
that's when he dropping.
somewhere around there.
Um, new music. It's not new music, but man, Wu-Tang series. The Wu-Tang series finna return.
And that right there.
Wu-Tang series finna return, man. I wanna. Speaking of, we was gonna get into before we go, we was gonna get into stuff we what's next for the pod. That's definitely I wanted to touch on Wu-Tang today, but man, I'm just happy Drake dropped, Ye dropped these first 3 episodes kind of covered a lot of them just because those two of the biggest names in hip hop. So now we could kind of get into a lot of the stuff we've been wanting to get into. I love Drake, I love Ye, but
Anybody, we
nine
ain't got all
times
day.
out of 10, man, I'm really plugged into like some real underground lyrical stuff, man. I'm probably listening
That's
to
what I'm
some
on.
Lupe, some Jizza, some Blues, some Earl, maybe some Billy Woods, Rock Marciano, Griselda. So we just wanted to cover that because we know that's what a lot of people like. That's also what I like. But we could really get into
We gonna move in a straight hard like underground shit,
yeah, we
man.
could really get into
When
some stuff.
when people drop, Kendrick's supposed to be coming. You know, Diddy. We gonna talk about it, but yeah,
So
like just like you said, that ain't what I'm listening to all day, man. Mick Jenkins, Earl, man, Sir, Anderson Paak, any of that shit, man, I'm listening to that. I'm I'm all
no,
ears
for sure.
on anything like that, man. Listen, like I could tell you, I could name 100 artists probably that people probably ain't even heard of. So that's what I'm listening to. That's more what I get into. I scroll all day trying to find somebody new.
For sure. So man, but Wu-Tang definitely gonna be, I think that's definitely gonna be a part of what we gonna do going forward.
Oh
Like I
yeah,
said,
definitely it's week by week basis. So we
yeah,
gonna have to touch on Wu Tang every time the
I
new
kind of
episodes come
wanted
out.
to get into the 36 chambers and talk about that today. But I figured I know a lot of people this probably an introduction into Wu-Tang. This the Wu-Tang series, this they introduction. So I don't want to do a deep dive into the 36 chambers, a track by track breakdown when
Yeah.
y'all finna experience it season 2 about the making of 36 chambers. So I figured it'd be better for us to I think the first 3 episodes drop on the 8th. So every time we do the pod, we could go over the episodes. If they as they get deeper into 36 chambers, we could talk about it and kind of just go on that journey together. Um, yeah, man, that's definitely gonna be a part of what we do every day. We're gonna dig into some underground stuff, man.
I definitely gotta give props to Joey Badass, Davies, all man, just
Yeah,
all of them.
for sure, man. The crazy part, Joy ain't even on season 2.
He didn't make. Damn.
Nah,
Yeah,
he did Inspector
Deck.
Deck
Yeah, he
season
played
one.
Inspector Deck. So
And I
Inspector
loved
Deck
him
is
as
really
Inspector Deck
yeah.
because I felt like he played that role to a T. Just how Inspector Deck be laid back, just in the cup, but he be observing. Then like Inspector Deck, when you think about Wu-Tang, most people they automatically think of Ghost, Meth, and Ray just because they super recognizable. ODB,
Yeah.
RP Dirty, just because Dirty was he was a
The nigga that playing ODB,
oh yeah,
he killing that shit.
man, but Dirty, you know, he was the
Between-
star. He just had that star power. So that's who
Yeah,
people usually think about. But man,
between him and Dave East, man, they killing
yeah.
them, bro. Dave East as Method Man, it just works so perfectly, bro.
So
Like
yeah,
watching that shit, I'm like, this nigga sound like Meth. Like
yeah.
it,
That's kind of what
it
I'm
is
happy about though, that you get to
pitiful.
see all the Wu-Tang members on. You God went in the first season, you God gonna be in this season on. But man, Jizza and Inspector Deck fly under the radar so much because just they ain't as recognizable. They ain't a lot of them dibbled and dabbled in they collaborate with a lot of people. You know, Ray, Ghost, they done collaborated with Ye, all type of Griselda, all type of the newer artists. Jizza and Inspector Deck, those the spitters though. Jizza lyrically, he like my top 5 all time. Liquid Swords, that's like top 3 greatest albums of all time to me. Top 3 of my favorite albums of all time. Inspector Deck and Jizza though, those the spitters of the group. Like lyrically, those some gods. Inspector Deck. That's why I love Joy so much. He played that role always in the back, observing. But
Yeah,
that one scene when they all went in the booth and they spit, everybody looking at Inspector Deck like we ain't know he had it like that. But that's how it is. He ain't got the biggest name, but when I think about man, how he did on Protect Your Neck, anytime Inspector Deck was open and he set the tempo, when you get late in a career, Wu-Tang Forever, that Triumph verse he had, one of the greatest verses of all to
fucking
this day,
go nuts.
bro.
Inspector Deck, one of my favorite out of the whole group. He definitely.
To this day, every time I hear that song, I bomb atomically. Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define how I be dropping these mockeries. Lyrically perform armed robbery. Flee with the lottery. Possibly they spotted me. That's crazy, bro. Every to this day, I got it. Every time I hear that, I gotta recite it just because to open a verse like that, to do what he did, to set that tone, and then everybody else like, all right, now y'all go. Man, that's and that's why I love this show. I think people gonna appreciate
Yeah,
Inspector Deck and Jizz a lot more.
watching them develop is gonna be crazy because it's
Oh,
like
for sure.
everybody come in and they bring their part, but they also like, man, just like you were saying with Triumph, Inspector Deck made his verse and then everybody like, this nigga set the bar, bro. Like we gotta come with it, bro. So Wu-Tang in general go crazy. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
For sure. Man, what show what artist you recommending for the people this week?
Uh, I'm gonna recommend go listen to Benny 38 Special, but it ain't because of Benny. It ain't because it's because of all it's Shay Noir, El Camino, Ricky Hyde, fucking they went nuts on that shit, and they put Benny put them in a position to put their talent on display.
For sure.
And if you need, because if you listen to this, you gonna want to go look up their catalog. You gonna want to go check out some more of their work. And what I'm giving you 5 new artists to go look at. If you ain't even heard about them, listen to Trust the Soprano. Listen to that, and then go check out their catalog. If it's even just one of them that you like out of all of them that's on there, that's a win. Go listen to say shit because they gonna keep coming. Benny ain't gonna stop putting them in a good position, throwing them an alley-oop.
For sure.
And they ain't gonna stop dropping heat. They coming with it. Every time Benny call, every time they in the booth together, every time they in the studio, they coming.
For sure. Man,
What do you got for this week?
I already talked about Little Simz, so they know. So I'm not gonna give y'all her. Man, I'm gonna give y'all Ka. Man, he a spitter. I believe he from. I want to say he from somewhere in New York. I want to say Brooklyn, but Ka, he dropped the album. He dropped it a couple weeks back, but when he dropped albums, him and Rock Marciano, like that, when they drop albums, they don't immediately put them on streaming. They you bam. Just they underground. Yeah, they underground.
Like first 2
Gotta
weeks
make their money too. So you bound for the first 2 weeks, then they'll upload them to stream. He just uploaded his latest album, A Martyr's Reward. It's hard, man. But that's Ka. He one of the greatest to do it. But my personal favorite album from him, if you like conceptual, I'm a real big fan of like Lupe, just because I enjoy conceptual albums. Like Drug is Wave, like the GOAT conceptual album to me. To Pimp a Butterfly is a conceptual album. Good Kid, Mad City. It's just albums where how it's sequenced. It just got a theme, a concept that is stick to throughout the album. That's just basically what a concept album is. He got an album called Honor Killed the Samurai. That's just it's hard. It's one of my favorite albums by him. He got a lot. A Martyr's Reward, Honor Killed the Samurai, Descendants of Cain, Orpheus and the Sirens. I say check him out. It's a great production, top tier rapping. But why I like him and Lupe so much, as talented as they is lyrically, and both of them, two of the GOATs, they do it in a way. It ain't no. Some people might say they miracle lyrical, but miracle lyrical ain't really that to me. I got a different definition for it, but they flex their lyricism in a way that's it's still super accessible for people. It ain't the I'm rhyming a bunch of words. It's I'm rhyming words, but in a way that's still coherent. And even as a casual listener, you can still get a grasp of what they talking about. So I definitely recommend Ka. It's a good listen, man. Give y'all a little peek into the type of underground music I like. Some of the underground music we
This
gonna get
this
into
the type
moving
of shit
forward.
we gonna be shouting out going forward. So hop on the train, bro. This only the beginning.
No, for sure, man. I'm looking forward to man going forward just because there's so many artists that we could share with y'all. There's so many different avenues to go outside of just mainstream music. You got lyrical rap, conceptual rap. You got all the different type of regions, man. You got abstract rap. Um, bro, it's man, we gonna start now. I can really start delving into the list, my top NC list. The best album so far this year, the best artist of the generation, like conversations we have, we could really start delving into that. Man, I'm looking forward to that freedom, man. Again, I appreciated the Drakes and Tylers and the Yays and stuff. But I now it'll be a little more balanced now, man. It'll be a little more balanced. It won't. The first 3 episodes probably seem like, man, we focus a lot on the big name artists, but it's gonna be a lot more balanced moving forward, for sure.
No doubt.
Man, again, man, thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for the support, man. And we just look forward to building with y'all for sure.
My main thing, feedback. We love to hear it. We accept it. And thank y'all for always tuning in, supporting us, helping us grow. And feedback, man. That's my word, feedback.
For sure. Love
Whatever we can do
always.
to grow, whatever, man, don't be scared to tell us, man. If you love somebody, if you rock with them, if you claim you they day one, you feedback, man. Don't hold out, don't hold no punches. We trying to hear it all.
For sure. For sure, man. We appreciate y'all. Catch y'all next week, man.